Hi, I'm Dave,
And I'm Jennifer. We are a middle-aged couple who fiend for movie popcorn.
and we have a Regal Unlimited membership.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We are not associated with the Regal Corporation or any subsidiary thereof, liens or attendees or corporate partnerships or strategic alliances. None of that is us.
True.
We're just two people who happen to live near a Regal movie theater.
And are recording all of our videos, recording videos about all of the movies we see in 2025.
The ones we see together.
Yes.
Yes. I saw The Shrouds. She didn't see The Shrouds. It's okay. She didn't want to see it. Today, though, we did see a movie together.
It was a mystery movie.
Monday Mystery Movie, which is, if you don't know, it's a program that Regal has. Can you tell that we're stalling? It's
not just Regal. AMC does it, and apparently Alamo is doing it now.
So where they show a movie, normal people pay $5 to get the ticket. We don't pay anything because we're unlimited, and we get a discount on popcorn. Not bad. And we get to see movies that have yet to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, we see them like a week before they're going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight, the mystery movie was
Fight or Flight.
Fight or Flight with Josh Hartnett.
Yes.
And this is Josh Hartnett's big follow-up to Trap.
Yes.
Which apparently did well enough that Josh Hartnett is back, baby.
Well, you know, he did two things that were really good that were part of Josh Hartnett is back. He did a Black Mirror episode, which was a very solid Black Mirror episode. The one that he did with Aaron Paul.
The one where they're on the spaceship?
We're on the spaceship, they're sharing the body back home.
Yeah.
And that was a solid episode. It's not the best Black Mirror episode ever, but it was a solid episode of Black Mirror. He also had a small part in Oppenheimer.
Yes, he did. That's right. Which raises a question then, because I was going to say about this movie that many people posited that Josh Hartnett's acting in Trap was incredibly wooden and stilted because M. Night Shyamalan had directed him that way, as like he was playing a serial killer and so not, a person who didn't know a full deck. The character he plays in this movie is very wooden and stilted and poorly acted. Yeah, we didn't like this movie.
This was not a very good movie.
No. The impetus for it was interesting. So we both enjoyed Bullet Train, the Brad Pitt movie from a couple of years ago.
And David Leitch is how you say the director's last name?
I don't remember.
And he was the guy that directed The Fall Guy.
Okay, which we really liked.
Which we also really liked, right? And he's a guy that is big into directing action.
Yeah.
He was big on the idea of there being a stuntman Oscar category. Mm-hmm. And there is going to be a category for best stunt.
Absolutely deserved.
It's not stunt performer, but I think it's stunt production. So it's the production as a whole, right? And he should probably win it. Right? He does good action-y stuff.
Okay. I mean, I'd rather have the award go to an actual stunt person.
As I just said, the award isn't for an individual stunt person.
I heard what you said.
It goes to the production.
I understand.
So it would go to whoever designs the stunt production.
Oh, I see what okay.
And so he used to be a stunt production designer.
Okay.
Right? And that's why he's a good director of movies that are full of stunts.
Fine. That's fair. Okay, so, and that was true of Bullet Train. Bullet Train had some great stunts.
It had great stunts and great action.
Great action and choreography.
And the story was nonsense, but it held together, and you were willing to go along with it.
I will say that there are moments in Fight or Flight where the action choreography actually does ascend to something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. There are moments of it. It's just the entire movie is only action choreography. Anything around it is not just, it's not so believable, but you'll go along with it. You can't go along with it because it's so insane that you can't believe it. And some of the stunt choreography, for me, goes way overboard and just goes on too long. Like, dude, yeah, got you. Saw it. I saw the first person that you chainsawed. Got you.
Yeah.
The seventh one, I don't care.
Yeah, there were way too many scenes of someone getting their arm broken, and
Yes.
you see the arm look like all bendy like macaroni.
Yes.
Yeah, it was kind of repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the point about Bullet Train that I was trying to make was Bullet Train was a movie about a train full of assassins, all trying to kill each other. This is a movie about a very large jet airliner full of assassins trying to kill Josh Hartnett and one other person who we can't talk about without spoiling the damn movie.
Oh, dude, who's going to go see this movie? My God.
All right, we'll spoil the movie.
This movie is all spoilers, because please don't go see this movie.
His job, and he's given this job by Katie Sackhoff, who it turns out is not who you think she is.
But, I mean, his job is what? Like, what
To
was his
secure
job?
and arrest an international terrorist named the Ghost, which is about the least original name you can think of for an international terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Ghost, and this is the spoiler, turns out to be a young woman who is disguised as a stewardess on the plane.
The flight attendant on the plane.
Sorry, flight attendant. And she is not... She's clearly got some action chops, like she's a fighter in this thing when she needs to be. But then other times she just gets like put somewhere in a closet or whatever and told stay here. She's like a world-class hacker. We see absolutely no signs of this. At one point we are told that she used a neural net to hack into the airplane's mainframe.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a really funny line of dialogue, except I think that the people who made this movie thought that it was
serious.
Accurate.
Yeah. Real.
Anyway, so
people? The ChatGPT?
Yeah. I really hate to speak ill of writers.
Yeah.
Because I am a writer myself. But the script for this movie was not great.
Nope.
And just very, very simple, and whenever there was like just an easy way out of something, they just took it. Josh Hartnett is supposed to be a Secret Service agent, and then later he's an FBI agent.
Well, his cover was to be an FBI agent.
That's not a cover.
Understood. But that was the story that they had made up for him, because, like, you don't figure out until way into the movie that he's not being hired by a government agency. He's being hired by basically the movie's version of Blue Origin to go on this quest, right? But
Google's or Amazon, it's some big tech company.
It's called Blue Hype, and it has a rocket on the logo.
It does, but I think the idea is that the Ghost has created a device that will prove to the world that Blue Hype uses child slave labor in their factories in Asia and Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And for one thing, the scriptwriters apparently didn't get the memo. We already know that, and nobody cared.
Yeah.
Like, the world gave a collective shrug when we found out about the fact that children were making iPhones. So this is in the movie, this is treated as like the great big secret of capitalism that's going to take down entire governments.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Entire multinationals.
Yeah, sure.
There are no governments here, right?
Anyway, so Josh Hartnett and the Ghost have to kill their way through the entire plane. 80% of the people on the plane are assassins. The other 20% are completely innocent passengers who are only ever seen being ushered through a doorway into a safe area, which then, of course, fills up with assassins and gets to have another fight scene in it. So I don't know where all those innocent people ended up at the end of the movie.
I don't even know how the plane landed or where it went,
right? Well,
which you're not told, right? So the plane ends up having this explosive decompression because some of the assassins start shooting.
Yeah.
And, then it has this explosive decompression. The pilots are able to bring the plane down to like 8,000 feet, and so therefore the decompression ends.
Sure.
But they somehow just keep flying as if you can fly over, they fly past their destination, which is supposed to be San Francisco. They're flying across the Pacific.
And then both pilots get killed.
Yes.
In a scene that didn't make any sense.
Yes.
Because there are two people who break into the cockpit who are Mormon missionaries. And there was somebody else who got the flare gun in the eye?
The flare gun in the eye was the main pilot, the older pilot.
So the pilots killed each other.
So the younger pilot accidentally killed the older pilot, and then the Mormon missionaries kill the younger pilot.
Accidentally. No.
No, I don't even know why they were attacking.
But then at the end of the movie, they are just Mormon missionaries.
Well, in the credits, they're listed as Mormon
But
missionaries.
also, when the plane is landing, they show a few of the survivors who are.
What do you mean
innocent
when
people.
the plane is landing?
Well, when they talk about the plane landing.
Yeah, where they appear to be these innocent people
Where
and just say
it
like.
turns out that the ghost was flying the plane the whole time, apparently.
Somehow. By computer.
With the power of AI, who knows? And like.
And so she somehow lands the plane somewhere.
So we
this happens
see
when
the other flight attendants and a couple survivors who were supposedly innocent, and among them are the Mormon missionaries.
Right, who have killed the pilots for no reason.
For no reason. Apparently just out of panic. Or something.
Totally bizarre, right? Like, and the pilots spend the whole time assuming that they're going to somehow magically land this plane and they're going to make money like Sully did.
Yeah.
Like, they have like 2 scenes where they're trying to figure out how much money Sully made for his life story. Like,
so,
what?
there are, and yeah. And
if
the
you
main
can
pilot,
follow what we're saying,
yeah, I know.
You're smarter than we were in watching the movie because I didn't understand because it was so dumb.
I thought this was going to be our shortest video ever because we were just going to turn it on and say, please don't go see this movie. It's not good. I didn't enjoy this movie. Jennifer didn't enjoy this movie. We are united in that. Thank you, pals. It's not good. There are bits that were okay. Josh Hartnett is certainly charismatic, but but he's not a good actor in this. I don't know.
I mean, the first time he was famous, I don't think I saw anything he was in because he made the style of movies he was making was things I wasn't watching. But he just never radiated charisma to me, right?
Was he Win a Date with Tad Hamilton?
I don't remember that one. He was in Pearl Harbor.
Okay.
And other rom-com-y kinds of things. And, I didn't see Pearl Harbor and I didn't see any of the rom-com-y kinds of things. And then he went poof, right? It was like he died. And, so now he's back and he looks like a middle-aged man and like, go you get a second stab at your career. I would watch Trap 4 times in a row over tonight before I would watch this movie again.
All right. So what did this movie do right? Let's try to be a little positive.
It ended?
There's no romantic subplot between Josh Hartnett and this woman who's half his age.
That's true.
They made no attempt at that at all. So
Yeah.
there's not even like a lingering glance. She comes to trust him and he protects her, but they're just colleagues.
Yep.
And maybe that's just they didn't bother to write anything else, but yeah. What else works? There's a scene where, I hate to say this because it's a dumb scene and it's bad writing. He thinks he's going to take a dose of adrenaline, which he is given in one of the bottles you use to like fill a hypodermic syringe, and he somehow removes the top of that bottle, which isn't actually that easy to do, and just drinks it like a 5-hour energy drink.
Yeah, which is like, huh?
And then we find out that it's not actually adrenaline. This does not make any sense and is never addressed in the movie why this is true. It is, in fact, toad venom. Someone has put an adrenaline label over the toad venom label because, toad venom, registered pharmaceutical. I don't know. So, but the toad venom makes him extremely high.
High as balls.
So he's tripping
and murdering people
as he's murdering people on the plane. And as much as I dislike the fact they set up this one woman passenger as a very scary assassin type, and she stands up while he's tripping and her face starts to distort and she says, "I am an apex predator, bow before me." and then a firework erupts out of the top of her head. And
he's all like, "Ooh,
we
pretty
see
fireworks."
innocent passengers all around her, like laughing and going, "Ooh, how wonderful, firework coming out of the top of her head." And then it cuts to the fact that, in fact, he has put an ice axe through the top of her head and blood is spurting everywhere. Why I was going to say this was a good scene.
I don't even know why you mentioned it, because
something
it's like,
about it I just found like it was an attempt at something.
It was an attempt.
It was an attempt at something bigger than just, oh, here's another person to get stabbed with a. How did the Asian assassins? No, the good Asian assassins. Oh God, the racism in this movie.
Yep.
It's really problematic. So the ghost, who is South Asian, has 3 assassins who are there to protect her.
Who are like vaguely Tibetan-ish.
Yeah, real vague. Like Shaolin monk, female
Shaolin
monks.
Yes, that's a better one. Female Shaolin monks,
who 2 of them never speak in the entire film, clearly because they would have gotten paid more. The other one has like 3 lines of dialogue, and her lines of dialogue are basically, "I will protect you."
Yeah.
And I thought he was trying to kill you.
Yeah.
And that's the entirety of the character.
Yep.
We are told in exposition that Ghost somehow liberated the people of this woman's country.
Mm-hmm. So they have promised to
So
protect
they have promised to protect her. And then they got on this plane in Bangkok carrying metal monk weapons.
Everybody on this plane is loaded with weapons. And somehow they all got through security at BKK. I'm like, okay, sure.
Okay. Yeah, so like I said, some of the fight choreography was pretty good.
Yes. They made interesting use of the narrow space of the plane
with all the seats. Like, it's a plane cabin is not like a wide open area to have a fight in, so you have to get kind of creative with that. Yeah. And they did. There was a lot of people jumping over seats and sliding across tray tables, and there's one. Okay, yes, the thing I loved the most in the entire film was at one point one assassin who's very large picks up a very small assassin and shoves him in an overhead compartment, and then locks him inside. And then in the middle of the fight, this is in the middle of the fight scene, and then throughout the fight scene, every once in a while, that overhead compartment flies open.
Somebody opens it, and the dude just
punches out, and then someone slams the thing shut again. And it's just, it's a repeated gag that actually kind of works.
Yeah.
That was pretty silly. Okay. I liked the fact that the first half hour of the film, they make some nod at the fact that Josh Hartnett is trying to be discreet in his murder spree.
Yeah. They pretended that he was trying to be discreet, even though the first one takes 25 minutes, and he's smashing this guy up in this first-class cabin. First-class bathroom.
Which, oh my God, if the first-class bathrooms are that nice...
Yeah,
there's a shower in this first-class bathroom.
This was clearly supposed to be like Emirates or what's the other one?
Don't even name them. We're not getting sponsored.
That's true, but like that have the Airbus 380s that have the two levels and like ridiculous features. Like there are planes that fly that are like this.
A huge cargo space,
but. Can you just crawl into the cargo space from a plane?
You can if you have the right keys. This is a true thing about planes, is that the flight attendants do actually have access to the cargo space.
Okay, well...
And in fact, there are often, on overnight flights like this, there are often bunks in the cargo space that the flight crew can use.
That makes a lot of sense then. Okay. I just decided that was bullshit because literally everything else in this movie was bullshit. But
I don't think the cargo area is that big.
Right. Well, it certainly wouldn't be so empty. Like a cargo area that empty with a plane that has that many people on it would be insane.
This is a full flight, and it is
the cargo area is empty for big fights. In a way that the plane itself is not.
Let me just say, that somehow someone has checked a bag in the cargo area that breaks open in mid-flight turbulence. And inside is a fully gassed up chainsaw. I don't know why someone would check a chainsaw into luggage. I don't know where they were taking it. This flight was going from Bangkok to San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
What you're gonna get to San Francisco and need to cut down some trees?
You need your own personal chainsaw, and you can't just
Full
buy
of
one in San
gasoline.
Francisco. And it is full of gasoline because you can just go.
Relatively certain that if you tried to check a chainsaw into your luggage on a plane, they would say you must remove the gasoline.
Yes, because it would catch fire.
Or it would just, somehow turn itself on in the cargo area.
That too.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other things I liked in this movie. I kind of liked the ghost, the actress.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I would want her to have better roles.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was pretty.
She was pretty and charismatic. I think that she could probably do better than this film.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, there were a couple character choices, like acting moments in this film where I was like, I have no idea why you made that choice. That at the end, when they've gotten in the cockpit and they're going to land the plane, she just has this look of like post-orgasmic like calm over her, and she's just like lying back against the chair going, and I'm just like, what are you doing?
I didn't feel like it was that. I felt like it was this weird melancholy.
Really? She's smiling though.
But like she was smiling at him. Like that was the moment where I was like, are you fucking shitting me? Are you telling me that they actually have this like romantic attachment to each other? And it's not. It's this protective thing that they had developed as they chainsaw the plane together.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like she had this like melancholy kind of thing because she thought he was going to die.
Mm.
And he like passes out, and like probably the best makeup job they did, to be honest, on him or on anyone in the entire movie is him in that scene where his lips are literally gray and he looks like he's dying, right? And he passes out. She's flying the plane. She like, is like almost choked up, but I think it's because she thinks he's dying. And then he wakes up in like a hospital bed that's in some like war zone.
Yeah.
And she has like flown him somewhere, patched him up. He wakes up, and all of a sudden they're in the middle of this war zone, and she's like, yeah, we've got to do this again. And he's like, we've got to do this again? And then that's the end of the movie because clearly there's supposed to be a sequel. I'm like, there's a sequel in someone's cocaine dreams. Like, because no.
Yeah. So, fight or flight?
Flight.
Pinky pals.
I think we're a little bit more than pinky pals.
Well, we're ring finger ride or dies.
Sure, yes. I guess that has more.
Ding.
We can actually ding it.
Ding.
Ding.
Okay.
It has more syllables.
If you're still watching this video, I don't know why anybody would still be watching this video. You've already found out what we thought of this movie. Like, do you think we were going to have some like trenchant cinema, cahiers de cinema insights at this point?
I noticed
really
the good
didn't.
makeup job on.
Yes, you did. There you go. That was your good thing. There you go.
And what this movie did was committed the cardinal sin of Jennifer Dyke's movie making, where they spent money on lots of things and then they got a Lego helmet of hair and stuck it on Katie Sackhoff. Yeah. I don't understand what that was, but I spent the first 5 minutes they showed her just looking at her hairline like, that's not okay. You can't do that to people. You can't do that to people.
It was interesting because
that was a bad wig.
They not just suggested, it's in the script that she and Josh Hartnett have a romantic history.
Yes.
And she looks older than Josh Hurd in this movie.
I would bet you money that they are exactly the same age.
Yeah.
He is, because I remember looking this up when he kind of came back. I think he's either exactly my age or like a year or two younger. And I have a feeling that she's probably about the same age.
Okay. Who knows? It doesn't matter. Okay. 25 minutes in, we are still of the same opinion. This is not a good movie. Don't go see
is
it.
not good. Don't go see it.
Apologies to the director and everybody who worked on this film, because I know
People
they
worked hard.
People worked real hard on this film,
Yep.
and it's sad when it doesn't quite come together.
Yep.
All right, until next time, Pinky Pals, and Ring Finger Rider dies. Ding.
No,
Okay.
actually ding it.
Oh, we did ding it.
No.
Ding.
Ding.